Welcome to Faststang 444. I really need your help. I'm trying to grow my channel, so please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. This is the compilation of this week's best games, and normally I'm going to try and post this on Wednesdays, but because I was busy this week, I didn't get around to it. So here I am, and this is Arena 8. Typically, I would head the direction of the yellow arrow and leave at that range of time, but I am going to try and influence the finish west towards the aerodrome leg, roughly, and let's see how this goes. I was honking at that exoset to try and get them to go this direction to make this successful by having more than just myself going this direction, but they just honked back. They must have thought I was saying hello. I don't know, but here we go. I am late on my exit, and that may have a factor on the direction of the finish, and I was not successful at influencing the finish. I am in position 6 of 8. So let's see if I can come back from this here. Try and jump down around the bridge here. Go slow enough where I don't roll over and reset. It's off this tree. It's not looking very likely, but let's go. Let's stick with this. Through this intersection here. I gained 2 positions here on the pavement, so I need a perfectly clean run, and I need them all to make errors running into obstructions. So I see where I am at. I see the thumbs up there on the right. I know there is a grove of trees off to the left to avoid, and they ran into something. I'm in first place. No way. That was a level 10 that ran into something there. I'm going to win this. Wow. What a great win.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Illuminati.
I had this vehicle chasing me over here, and I know I am going the direction of the finish for the head-to-head, and I'm going to be able to take the level 7 Porsche Cayenne. Some of the head-to-heads I will fast forward, some of the head-to-heads I will just jump ahead, because I am beating such a higher level vehicle. I fast forward and slow motion the finish because it was kind of close. Now I will jump ahead. I went over into the stadium, and someone is getting into a Mercedes AMG 1 there.
Get ready for the final
Using
showdown.
the Porsche Cayenne that I took in the final showdown. So this is the point I like to lead from, right here at the Y. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. The range of time to leave is 17 to 19 seconds. I will leave it 21 seconds. That range of time is for level 10 or near level 10 accelerating and speed vehicles. Not only am I up against the Mercedes AMG 1, I am up against another level 10 Lamborghini Centenario there that is heading south. The Mercedes-AMG 1 comes up behind me. They are heading this direction as I exit at 2.5 seconds. Finish is straight ahead. I am going to bump them off to the left, and they wind up going around the stadium because I bumped them. They definitely should be able to catch me. It's such a fast vehicle. Go off to the right here around those buildings. And there are two drivers left. The Lamborghini Centenario quit because they did not influence the finish that direction. And I know to go through this intersection here, there are obstructions on either side. This is the road configuration, the Dog's Head, and they run into something at the top of the Dog's Head there. I momentarily gain the lead. Avoid some buildings there. Going gradually over towards this finish that is on this bridge here, and they wind up hitting a tree there, and I beat them in the Porsche Cayenne. Another great win, yes, and they come flying in late.
Welcome to the secret society of the Illuminati! Oh, shh.
It's late in the game, and I am taking the Maserati Levante and getting out of the Aerial Nomad because it has a quicker speed, and I am being chased. So I'm going to try and lead them away and turn around on them and engage in a head-to-head here. Oh, there is a third vehicle that comes around, so that is a Brocky. And I have yet to engage in a single head-to-head this game. This is the first one. They go flying, and it's unlikely I am going to be able to beat them. But watch what unfolds here. I will slow this down. They go off to the left trying to cut the apex of this turn and run directly into this tree here. I am taking the Brocky just before the final showdown. Thank you very much. I'm laughing, but I've done similar errors. I call them unnecessary risks. You are already in the vehicle you needed. This is the point I like to leave from. This is Arena 4. The range of time to leave is 26 to 29 seconds. I am in that range, so I will leave now. Actually, later than that range, but I am up against lower level vehicles. That's a slow Hoonigan RS-RX, more of a level 7 top speed. Level 5 Bronco. Exit late. Shouldn't be a problem. It's not going to be the direction this direction. It's roughly around the greenhouse area. I will open up the map in the straightaway ahead and verify that. And it is not in the greenhouse area. It is in Teotihuacan, the pyramid strip. So I've seen this finish before. I will clear the clover leaf and then angle over to the left. There's a gap on the right side, or northwest side of the pyramid strip. I can enter. And An easy win in this Brocky that I stole in a one head-to-head game. Yes, another great win.
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator!
I am so terrible at watching gamer tags. I was unaware that I was challenging my friend Mike Mechanic. And someone gets into a level 9 Fiesta here. Mike, because I had such a higher level vehicle and had such a lead, wound up quitting. I can't say I blame him. I did not know, like I said, until after we were chatting via the Xbox app. He let me know that. So I will jump ahead where I just crossed the finish in this MG Metro and leveling up into the Hoonigan RS RX. We'll jump ahead again. I am going up against a Lamborghini Murcielago. And I am heading the wrong direction, so I need a clean run over to this finish, and I need them to make an error. Should have gotten on the road there, going to the trees a little bit, and they made an error. They ran into a tree back in trees there, and I get into this finish point just before they come over and get out of this Hoonigan RSRX into a level 10.
Opponent eliminated!
Hoonigan RS 200 Evo. So I will jump ahead again. Hoonigan 13 had 9 eliminations in this game. He mentioned that to me via the Xbox app chat after this game. He's a very difficult driver to beat, very skilled. I thought he might be streaming, but he said he hadn't been playing the game recently. He's a little bit rusty, but for someone that's rusty, having 9 eliminations, I thought that was impressive. And I thought he might have been caught out of position trying to get a 10th elimination there.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown!
Right at the middle of this triangular-shaped intersection is the point I like to leave from. You can see on the map this point I like to leave from. This is Arena 5. The range of time to leave is 19 to 22 seconds. I will leave at 21 seconds. Exit perfectly with speed at 3 seconds. I keep it on the road here. It appears as though the finish is the direction of Guanajuato. I'll open up the map in a straightaway as I cross the bridge that's ahead. Is south of the city, outside of the city, on a dirt road. So I will angle over to the right once I see that electrical power tower, watching out for some trees on this line. And I am now going through the road configuration that is shaped like a dog's head. I know to avoid this trapezoid area on the back of the dog's head. Angle over towards the city and follow along the edge of the rolling hills, and then gradually go over towards this finish. This wound up being one of the best runs I've had over to this finish point. I didn't even hit a single tree, which I needed to have a good run against such a skilled player. Good game, Woojin 13. He said he did not take a very good route. As I am beating this vehicle, here comes a vehicle that is trying to chase me as I am leveling up into the great Audi RS6. They wind up being in a Ferrari, one level higher. I'll jump ahead where I am crossing the finish here. Let's see what is offered. Definitely will take the Ferrari every time over the Porsche Cayenne. Not really a fan of the Porsche Cayenne. Up ahead where a Ford Bronco decided they wanted to chase me down and engage in a head-to-head, which is a quicker vehicle, but I took a better route than them. Jump ahead again where I am crossing the finish.
Opponent eliminated!
I was taking the level 8 Camaro, but I know to use caution with this, so I wound up going on the perimeter and kind of just full sent it. And cross paths with this Andretti Beetle, and we'll jump ahead where I am crossing the finish, and we'll slow this down. Watch this. They run squarely into that building. I need to go around those buildings. That the finish was just on the other side of them, and we'll get into a level 9 here. Matter of what is offered. I decide to take the level 9 Andretti Beetle. We'll jump ahead again. I had this vehicle that decided to come over and chase me down. It's going away from the direction of the head-to-head, so I will speed this up where I just get over to the finish and we'll get into a level 10.
Opponent eliminated!
The Mercedes AMG 1. I will jump ahead again where I am getting in position for the final showdown, and this driver wound up winning a late head-to-head. This is a 2-driver final showdown. They get into a level 10 Hoonigan RS200. Here they are right here. I will engage in a head-to-head with them just to say hello.
Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 5. The range of time to leave is 22 to 25 seconds. I will leave it 24 seconds. They wind up leaving far too early. I will slow our exit down. Watch this. They exit early at a solid 4 seconds. They will be eliminated by the arena. I exit far too close at 3 1/4 seconds, which will leave a 1/4 of a second on the timeout bar, but it's a moot point. I win without a final showdown race. Yes. And this wound up being Since I started over because I had a corrupt profile, my 1000th win, and my win percentage rate is 34%. In this game, I caught this Audi RS7 in this Porsche Cayenne going away from the direction of the head-to-head. And I will jump ahead. I'm crossing the finish. This is Arena 16. This arena, that head-to-head that I just engaged in, is where every intro to every video that I have begins. And here I am again. Jumped ahead and crossing the finish. Again, same finish point. I like going back around the festival site and catching people either going the wrong direction or in a slower vehicle.
Opponent eliminated.
This Porsche Cayenne, we'll get into the level 9 Andretti Beetle. Because I didn't have enough time to go back to the festival site, I came over here and caught this Hoonigan Group A in a head-to-head, and they jumped off the bridge into the ravine. I will go around the east side of the ravine, and it looks like they got hung up in the boulders there in the ravine. So I get over to this finish and we'll get into a level 10 just before the final showdown. Actually caught out of position, so I am scrambling over to the finish. I missed the finish, but I still get to the finish before they did.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready.
Let's see what
for
level
the
10.
final showdown.
All right, great. Hoonigan RS200, perfect for this final showdown. Time to open up the map. I will show you the normal point I would leave from for Arena 16. Tumble over onto the road and scrambling to my exit. I am leaving now, as that showed. For scrambling to my exit, I call this a perfect exit. 2.5 seconds, which will leave 1 second remaining on the timeout bar, and when the finish point appears, it is southeast. So I will not go through the festival site. I'll go between these towers, avoiding those boulders narrowly, and head over in between the hills that are ahead. Finish here. Roughly looks around the reservoir. It's the dry season, so if it is on the other side of the reservoir, I can drive right through the dry reservoir. That appears as though what it is. This peninsula here, I will go north of the peninsula in between the trees. Jump over that little hill there. Over to this finish. Another great win. Yes! Haha!
Welcome to the secret society of the Illuminati. Oh, shh.
In this game, I'll show you the end of the head-to-heads. I was beating lower-level vehicles. They were easy wins.
eliminated. Opponent eliminated. Opponent eliminated.
This level 9 Jeep Trackhawk made a fatal error, going away from the direction of the head-to-head in the greatly hated Jeep Trackhawk. It's more of a level 7 speed vehicle than the level 9 it is rated at, but it's part of the game. Not all of the vehicles are equal.
Opponent eliminated.
It makes it fun. Some of them are more challenging to win with than others. I tend to not always get into head-to-heads once I am in a vehicle that I want to use in the final showdown. I call this unnecessary risk, but in this case it was almost as though they were forcing my hand and were chasing me around, so I turned around on them and will eliminate them just before the final showdown. Make sure I don't go outside of the arena and have any arena damage. This is just before the final showdown here, so I will get in position for the final showdown. I will challenge this other Lamborghini Centenario to see if I can get them to run out of position, and it appears to work, where they start heading the direction of the finish, and then they stop, so they won't have as much speed as I do if I time my exit well.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 1. The range of time to leave is 22 to 25 seconds. I will leave at 24 seconds. There's also a Hoonigan RS200 level 10 that is trying to time their exit that comes up behind. I was actually surprised they didn't bump me into the rail there. I would have. It's part of the game. I exit right next to them at 2 seconds. The Hoonigan RS200 was right next to me as we both exited at the same time. I got in front of them, and the finish appears to be just off of the highway to the north up here. So I will open up the map in a straightaway so I don't go off the road and crash. And when I open up the map, that verifies that. So I see once I am close to the finish, I will just angle over to this finish. Alright, it's time to angle over towards this finish here. Try not to turn too much to maintain as much speed as possible. I get to this finish just in front of the other Lamborghini Centenario, and I will pause and zero in on this. This is just a millisecond. It shows the other 4 close drivers, and when it shows you beat them, that means they were in a very close proximity.
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator!
This was an easy win up the mountain in this Nissan GTR against a level 4. And I will get into a level 9 here, which winds up being the Hoonigan RSRX. So I jump ahead where I'm engaging in a head-to-head with this vehicle here. This finish just in front of them. It was actually so close I thought I lost that, but I wind up beating them. We have a griefer there trying to ram me. Level 5 Porsche, and I will jump ahead again where I am in position for the final showdown.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 18. The range of time to leave is 13 to 14 seconds. I will leave it 14 seconds. Actually, right when I see 15, I leave and will be able to time my exit near perfectly. It's difficult timing your exit in this final showdown with the speed you gain going down the mountain. I time my exit perfectly at 3 seconds, but I am turning. I should not have been turning. I scrub off all of my speed there. 1/2 of a second remaining on the timeout bar, and the other Hoonigan RS200 goes flying by me. So I need a clean run over to this finish here. They opened up their map, so that will cause them to lose some speed, which allows me to pass them. I am not opening up my map. I will cross over to this other road that roughly parallels that other road. I know to follow this road to go through the lava field. And once I clear the lava field, I will angle over to this finish. Right now, they continued on that road a little farther than they needed to. So even though it shows I'm in second place, if I have a clean run, I will be able to win this. And I do, just narrowly missing all those trees. First place. Crazy the amount of trees that I went through, and I did not hit a single tree. I was very fortunate, and I will slow this down. Watch this. I'm in second place and then go to first place right before the finish for another great win. Yes. That was a definite battle of the Hoonigan RS200s. Sometimes when it flashes the other players that are in close proximity, they are slightly blurred.
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator.
Look what I find right at the beginning of this game, an Audi RS7, and I went over to the closest vehicle I could find and engage in a head-to-head, and I will jump a few head-to-heads. Later, I was in that MG Metro, got into the Fiesta, got into another quick head-to-head in the Urk AMG 1, and around the middle of this triangular-shaped intersection is the point I like to leave from. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 5. The range of time to leave is 19 to 22 seconds. I will leave at 21 seconds. I'm the only one timing their exit, so timing my exit isn't that critical. So exiting with a fair amount of speed at 2 seconds, I consider a perfect exit, which will leave 1.5 seconds remaining on the timeout bar. The finish is roughly towards Guanajuato, so I will follow the pavement, and once I am in a straightaway, I will open up the map. Usually I like to wait till I am across this bridge here, so I don't go off-road and crash, and the finish is towards Guanajuato. So I use this electrical power tower as a mark to angle over to the right, and trees to watch out for. Go through the road configuration, the dog's head, watching out for the trapezoid area on the back of the dog's head. Angle over towards the city. There are more rolling hills off to the left that have many trees. Another great run over to this finish point. For the win, yes. Here's another one where the other gamer tags were slightly blurred.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Illuminati.
This level 7 was running from me, so I chased them down and engaged in head-to-head with them over into the city Muleg. Yes, I'm aware I mispronounce it. That's how I pronounce it. There's a gap into the city farther off to the right, and I am farther off to the left, so I have to go around the edge of these buildings here. Over to this finish. They wind up running into the perimeter of the buildings and have to try and come around, but will not get there in time, so I have the win.
Opponent eliminated.
To a Lamborghini Centenario. That head-to-head was just before the arena was beginning to shrink for the final showdown, so now that it is shrinking, I will just go over and get in position over here where I like to leave for this final showdown. Same location this Funko is at.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 13. The range of time to leave is 21 to 24 seconds. I will leave at 24 seconds. If I find I am slightly early on my exit, I will just adjust my speed accordingly. Going to bump the Funko into the light poles. I just missed bumping him into that sign. That would have been great. Comes back over. Doesn't bump me. I exit with a fair amount of speed perfectly at 3 seconds, which will leave 1/2 of a second remaining on the timeout bar. Initially, it looks like the finish is east or southeast of Teotihuacan, the pyramid strip. I open up the map and we'll pause this and confirm that. So knowing that, I will wait until I cross this bridge, and I will slow this down. Watch this. The Funko comes over and tries to bump me and winds up on top of my vehicle and gets pushed over into the guardrail. I see that yellow billboard and use that as a literal sign to turn to the right, angle over between the greenhouses and get on the road that is just between them. Take this over towards the finish. Looks like the finish very well may be on this road. They got hung up back there, so this will be an easy win. They are hammering their chat message, which I've had Forza Link turned off for numerous years. Their message was not visible. Another great win. Yes!
Winner! Welcome to the Illuminati!
In this game, I found the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT 4-door coupe. I will jump ahead where I was in the R.J. Anderson Pro 2 truck and get into a level 9 Fiesta, and then engage in another head-to-head and wind up getting into the Brocky. So 3 head-to-heads. I am in the Brocky, and this is the point I like to leave from for Arena 11. The range of time to leave is 12 to 14 seconds. I will leave at 12 seconds. A lot of people will exit on that road that bends, that is directly in line of where I am at, and I find going directly at that road, I have more speed. I exit this time at 2.5 seconds. Have a fair amount of distance in front of them. Time up bar, 1 second remaining, and when I see this finish point, I know this finish is actually the YOLO jump towards Uxmal, and I decided to try and take more of a direct route. One of my subscribers mentioned they thought taking a direct route is quicker. I think it's actually about the same, because if you run into any tree taking a direct route, then it kind of cancels going off to the right. But because they are so close, let's give this a try and see how this goes. Let's slow down and see if I can have a fairly clean run through here. You see, I have to slow down quite a bit. Bump into one tree. Far so good. They went farther off to the right, so they are not in line of this road here. So that's another factor as well too, what route you take in between those trees. So I just need to get between these final trees over to this finish, and I'll get the win in. This is the no YOLO jump win, but another great win it is.
Congratulations! You are the Eliminator!
Look what I find right at the beginning of this game, a level 7 Porsche Cayenne. And there was a vehicle that was running over right towards me. I engaged in a head-to-head with them right away, and wound up leveling up into a level 8 right at the beginning of the game. Lamborghini Murcielago went over and found this R.J. Anderson that was kind of chasing me, so I gave them their wish. They wanted to engage in a head-to-head. I get into a level 9 fairly quick. Again, RS-RX, and I have another vehicle chasing me, so I give them their wish. Head-to-head. We're at level 7 Ford Bronco. We're on the outer edge of the peninsula at the reservoir. And I wound up engaging in another head-to-head with a level 5. We'll take the Lamborghini Centenario. I prefer the Lamborghini over the Funko. So let's get next to this electrical power tower. It's the point I like to leave from.
Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 14. The range of time to leave is 15 to 18 seconds. I will leave it 16 seconds. Go off to the right here as I exit next to the Hoonigan RS200, both of us exiting at 2.5 seconds, which will leave 1 second remaining on the timeout bar. Finish is northeast, roughly the direction of the stadium, so I will follow along the line of electrical power towers. This is flatter line. The rolling hills here aren't as drastic, and they went off to the left and spun out there and lost all their speed. So I wind up gaining the lead and will angle over to the left. I am roughly heading towards the thumbs up road configuration. That comes into view now. And I know to go just to the left of that short dirt road, the thumbs up, in those buildings, and we'll angle over towards this finish. Try and get through these trees here cleanly, which I do. Another great win as this Hoonigan RS200 comes flying in behind me.
Congratulations! You are the Eliminator!
This was the next game. I was chased in the city by another level 1. I actually find that irritating. I dislike engaging in head-to-heads in a level 1. I took the Ford Racing Escort, and this Porsche Cayenne came over and chased me. So off we go, and I will jump ahead. They ran into the lava near the church ruins. I go between the lava, jump over the finish, and we'll take the level 7 Porsche Cayenne, jump ahead again where I came over to Rise in Mexico Festival site, jump ahead once again where I am getting into the Nissan GTR, and look at this. I have this Hoonigan Group A that is coming up behind me, so I am going to try and have momentum. Off we go into the lava field. I am very familiar with this finish point. It is near the church ruins, so I know to go around the lava and around the buildings that are just short of this finish. And watch this, they run squarely into those buildings, and I wind up beating them. Instant regret on their part. I'd like to say I've never done that, but unfortunately, once too many. So of course I'm taking the Hoonigan Group A. It's more of a level 10 speed vehicle. We'll jump ahead again where, watch this, here is this Funko that stops. So I just need to get over to this finish and beat this Funko. We see there are 3 drivers left, so after I beat them, this will be a 2-driver final showdown.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready for the final showdown. Opponent eliminated.
That was such a late head-to-head. It said opponent eliminated after head-to-head's complete. So the other driver I don't see. This is the point I like to leave from. This is Arena 12. The range of time to leave is 16 to 18 seconds. I'm going to head my normal direction east at 16 seconds. Let's see what happens here. I think you'll be very entertained. I still don't see the other driver on the mini-map, so I don't know what direction they are going. I exit with a fair amount of speed at 2 seconds, which will leave 1.5 seconds remaining on the timeout bar. The finish point appears southwest, roughly towards the aerodrome, and oddly enough, it's showing I'm in position 1 of 2. So if they influenced the finish that direction, it was quizzical why it was showing I was in the lead. So I am not sure. Maybe they headed northwest is my guess, and it was a random direction, as you can see, over to the aerodrome. So I will head over to this road here that leads over to the southern end of the aerodrome through these trees here. I need to go full speed. I am in first place. Alright, let's just have a clean run the rest of the way here and get this win in. This was an odd one, actually. I don't think I've ever seen this before, where both of us went a direction and the finish point wound up being a random direction that neither of us headed. That's what I believe happened here. It never showed them on the mini-map this entire final showdown. So had they influenced the finish over this direction, they would have been at least in close proximity. Watch this. As I cross the finish, then they show up on the mini-map. So, oh, what a wild one. I'll take the win. Another great win. Yes!
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator!
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video along with all of my videos. And if you've been enjoying my content, subscribe. Please help me get to 1,000 subscribers.